Namaste, namaste, and welcome to Awakenings Moments to Inspire. I am your host, Angela Stanfield, or Angel with an A, and I can't wait to co create this hour with you all live together. It's going to be a great, big, deep dive today into a topic we've already discussed a few weeks back, but it's such a profound strong energy for me, so I'm sure it's out there for you too, and an epiphany that I have learned just really grabbed a hold of the knowing of this just this week alone. So I can't wait to dive into it with you here today. But first, we've got to talk about the energies that are coming up this week. We've got the Mercury retrograde tomorrow. Everyone, buckle up. So if you're having any communication problems, any issues with your technology, these are all things that are going to start really kind of coming together for you. Definitely starting tomorrow and moving forward. So just be aware of it. And, again, when these things happen, hand to heart, deep breath, all is truly well. And that brings me to another thing. It is an Ave Saw breath. And I love to do Ave Saw breath practice right at the very beginning of the show. It helps to bring all of the people that are coming to the show together in the chat. And we'll go back to that in a few minutes. And we'll talk about that. But right now, I just wanted to do 3 deep Ave Saw breaths to try and get us all grounded and centered in this moment and in the energies of today and of the topic, which is truth. So here we go. Hand to heart, and you inhale through your nose and exhale out your mouth. When you inhale, you're thinking Ave. Ave means hail or greetings, hello. Hail to the divine, hail to the source, the field. And then the saw or the release out of your mouth is like a surrender or a release to the moment and to what is to what you are doing in this moment and what is before you, right? So I like to do 3 deep Ave Saw breaths just to get us all in the same loop and to get us all moving together forward in the same energy. So just indulge me and we'll do it 3 times, all right? So hand to heart. And remember afterwards to smile, because the smile is the cherry on top. So here we go. Hand to heart. Ave. 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 There we go. Welcome. So if you're new to my show and Awakenings Moments to Inspire, we are streaming at onenesstalkradio.com. We're also streaming live at Facebook, Oneness Talk Radio Facebook, and Oneness Talk Radio YouTube. And I have chats in all of these different streaming platforms that get filtered to me here on my computer. So by all means, join in the chat, everyone. That is the way that we co-create this hour together. I can, if you have any sharings that you want to discuss about what we're talking about today, or you want to say hello and greetings to each other, whatever it may be, just put it in the chat and interact with each other. And that's the way we co-create the hour together. Someday, maybe I will think about getting a call board, but for now, I am good with the level of technology that I have before me and that I have to run. So I think this is this is a good level to operate at the moment. But and with chat, but pretty soon we'll see. Maybe we'll get a call board going eventually. I also wanted to remind everybody about the full moon that is coming up on Saturday. And for those of you who might be interested in it, one of our community of the Yoga Self-Ascension, Justin Jutinen, she holds the full moon ceremonies for the community, and she has a great evening planned every time. I just know she has a great evening planned because she does every time. And I usually attend them myself because they're a great way for the community to come together in the energy of the full moon and to help put out that positive energy of influence into the world to help us bring us all together, right? With everything that's going on, the more of us that can come together in group, in harmony and love and peace, as many times as possible throughout the week, the better, right? So Jess has definitely got a full moon ceremony going on this Saturday. And if you want to head over to her website, I think she's got the information up now. It's selfascensionstudios.com. And again, it's Jess Jintinen's full moon ceremony. And also just a little reminder, I will be doing a new moon ceremony on the 27th, and I will have that information up on my website, watersofselfascension.ca, very soon. So you can either go to my website, or if you like, you can also email me at waterloveandlight@gmail.com for any further information that you may need or be interested in. So it'll be on the 27th. I like to have it usually, as far as I know, it'll be at 7 this time. And just to keep us up and away from the daily streams that we have on Facebook now. So if any of you haven't gotten signed up on that, the Global Minga Facebook group, please go over to Oneness Talk Radio Facebook and sign up for the or shriandkira.com and sign up for the Global Minga Facebook group. They come together every evening at 6 o'clock. And again, it's just one more way for the community and for like-minded people to come together and to celebrate life and to put their energies out into the world to help balance out the consciousness at this point in time, right? And Shri is always there. He discusses the ancient Egyptian healing rods, which are very, very powerful tools that you can use for your own healing journey, or you can use them as tools if you're interested in learning about Avesa energy balancing or Avesa medical intuitive. All of these things, those Egyptian rods truly do help in your practices as well, but also in your own personal practices. So again, that's 6 o'clock every evening at the Facebook Global Minga. So on Oneness Talk Radio. So please check that out for sure. I think I've gotten most of the left brain things kind of taken care of today. That was a bit of a mouthful, 10 minutes. Oh my goodness. We're almost at 11:11, guys, on my end anyway, here in Ontario. So the month of September is an awareness month. So we always kind of go through these cycles, right? Awareness, experience, choice. So this month is making you aware of things you want, things you don't want. You're making you aware of judgments, of worries, of anxieties, but they're also making you aware of the positive things in your life. That because you now know all about the negative things and you're becoming aware of them, you now know, oh, I don't want those. I want these. And so it's helping you to be aware of the positive things that you also want. And then when you move into that choice cycle, you'll have those choices plunked up before you so that you can say, yes, I'm going to choose this, or I'm going to choose that. And then, awareness, experience allows you to experience like when I was saying, it allows you to see what you, the negative allows you to see what you don't want. So you know what you do want. And then you get to experience what you do want. Sometimes you have to experience what you don't want too, right? So awareness, experience, choice. We're always kind of moving around in that cycle, awareness, experience, choice. And September is definitely an awareness month. And with the ascended numerology, it is also a code of 6, which is the divine. Basically, I like to think of it as the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together within a person singularity, singularly, sorry, as an individual, and that you have your divine masculine and your divine and feminine, so your divine creativity and your divine doing coming together in perfect harmony and working together to move you forward. You become that Merkaba. So what the Merkaba is an upside down triangle facing downward and another one facing upwards, and they cross over each other. And those are actually the symbols of masculine and feminine. So you got feminine is the V, and the masculine is the spike. So you have both of those coming together into the individual Merkaba, and that Merkaba power of those two energies coming together in creativity and doing can really move you forward in your life. And it gives you that sense of empowerment because you know what you want to create and you know how to create it, or at least you have the drive and the energy and the passion to create it. That's where that masculine energy comes in for sure. The energy of doing, right? And so that's the month. And then we get into the 7th, which is today. And today is, in Ascended Numerology, is a 7. And the 7's energy is, first of all, it's a prime number. So definitely pay attention to the singularity of the prime. It just adds that much more oomph to the energy that's out there. But the energy of the 7 is the harmony of the master, and is the recognition of service and claiming your divine mastery presence. So you basically, this energy, I'll flip to my next page. When I was feeling into the energy of the day, this is what came to me this morning. 7 frees you from others' truths and allows you to see your own truth for your own mastery presence very clearly and to claim it freely. 7 asks you to are you ready to claim your mastery presence? It has and always is there to claim, which is another truth. It is and has always been there to claim. So reach out and claim your mastery presence and your gifts and learn from them what they wish to teach you. So that is what I had in the energy of the 7 today. I also had a little bit more, I think, here at the front. Today, what truth are you paying attention to? Is it the truth of the 3D in all its dance of density? Or is it your individual capital T truth? Or is it the capital T truth? What is your unified presence calling you to pay attention to? The 3D, your individual truth, or the big capital T truth, the universal truth? So that is what the power of the prime 7 is asking of you today. So, like I said, I had done the topic of truth a few weeks back, and I felt called to do it again this week because for me, truth was really ringing true. It was really coming forward in particular. And what really was coming forward was I took part in an event last weekend, a psychic fair, and I was offering balancings. And it was beautiful to be around people that were fairly like-minded, that were very open to energies, very open and loving people. But I still saw that many of them were caught up in their own individual truth. So they had a general understanding of energies, of the world at large, but nobody was, I guess the best way to describe it was releasing that ego and embracing the divinity of it all. And it was wonderful to see, and I was able to understand at a completely different level that I had never understood before. I was able to notice that when I felt into what I like to call is the capital T truth, which we'll get into a little bit more today, that comes from that divinity and the ability to look from that perspective of truth. It was a blessing to be able to see that and to know that all was in divine order, and that each person at this event, even though they were in their own individual truths, we still all came in together in harmony to help others and to be in service to others. So everybody has a right to exist. Everybody is worthy because they were born. And that was another truth that came through to me for me this past weekend. And I also learned that when we are willing to feel into, experience, know that capital, what I like to call capital T truth, the individual falls away, because we're always so wrapped up, right? We're always so wrapped up in our own individual stories, where we're coming from, our own experiences, how those experiences have shaded our lives and are now having to be healed, and we're healing them on our healing journey. Many of us are on healing journeys. But I realized that when you focus on the divine truth, that ultimate universal field of love truth, and you just focus on that, the rest of it falls away with ease, and you're not caught up in this story or someone else's experience. Or so learning that capital, what I like to call capital T truth, for me, is really helped me to lift beyond my own individual truth and the own individual truth of others. I guess that's probably the easiest way to say it in a roundabout nutshell. So when I was feeling into that today, and in preparation for the show, I decided to write down what I thought, or what I have come to understand as capital T truth. And for those of you who are listening out there, if this rings true to you, or if it doesn't, whatever the case may be, put it in the chat. Let's co-create together. Let's have a conversation, because I would love to hear what you think, and how you feel, and what resonates with you for sure. So all I did actually was just start writing down truth. So I wrote down truth, and then I made a statement, and then I wrote down truth, and I made another statement. And I'll just quickly go through them all, and then maybe we can kind of break down each and every one of them slowly but surely. But you can let me know what you think for sure. So here we go. So first truth: there is only a field of energy, and that field is unconditional love. Next truth: you are glorious spiritual energy that has chosen to claim a 3D body for this lifetime in order to experience ice cream, knee cuts, first kisses, illness, suffering, triumph, and love. This gives a sense of individual consciousness. So all of your 3D body gives you that individual sense, but you are the glorious spirit of energy that's chosen just to come here and claim a 3D body to have all these experiences. Truth: your suit, your 3D suit, this time is human and is made up of trillions of cells, all with their own truths and levels of consciousness. And further levels of consciousness are living with their own truths inside each of these own individual cells. So we'll break this all down a little bit later, because you're probably going, what? 2, you are never disconnected from the source or capital T truth, but your tap may be shut off a little too tight. Let's see what else we've got here. Hey, Thor. I got lion energy here. He's just at a camera. But my son's cat, Thor, is here. I got Odinson. Hi. Truth: to come here, I guess, the earthly plane, we choose our parents so that we can ensure that we have the 3D experience we wish to have, to help us raise our levels of awareness or consciousness, and to lift above fear, hate, and judgment. Truth: when the illusion of time passes and is time for our transition from our 3D human suit. The spiritual energy of you returns to the field of love, and the material parts return to Gaia. You never die. Truth. Then the field chooses to do it all over again. Truth. Time and space are illusions. We have all been or will be the king, the pauper, the empress, the soldier. We have or will all look out of each other's eyes at some point in eternity. Truth. We have the opportunity in each lifetime to lift and ascend to a level of awareness while still in a body when you see the loving order of it all, that each person has the right to exist and that all is truly well. Truth. You are worthy because you were born. Truth. The quickest and easiest way to begin lifting out of the shadow of your habits and pain and fear is to be thankful for something, anything, and to be in gratitude for the awareness of it all. And then we have our individual truths. So what is individual truth? That is made up of your experiences in life and that which you have learned from your own experiences. It is not the truth of others. That is their own journey. So be aware of that. The beautiful and interesting thing is life experiences, struggles, and triumphs can help you to begin to understand your own individual truths simply by learning what you do want and what you don't want. What is not the truth is remember that the loudest is not the truth. It's the whisper from your heart. That's what I wrote last. What else did I write here? So we get so caught up in our individual truth along with others and their truths that we forget that the easiest way to lift up and out is to be in gratitude and to focus on the capital T truth. The sense of individuality, of you versus me, us versus them falls away, and we see only oneness. So that was the list of capital T truths that I came up with. So I thought maybe we could kind of go through and break down a few of them here with a bit more understanding and a bit more awareness. And I'm just trying to see where we should begin. There is only a field of energy, and that field is of unconditional love. Hand to heart, take a deep breath and feel into that statement. Is that truth for you? It's truth for me, but I don't know if it's truth for you. And how do we know that that is truth? Because we feel it in our hearts, because we feel it in our bones, because we feel it in our very existence, that when you get the elevation, when you truly begin to understand, you release judgment and you embrace compassion. You let go of fear and pain, and you are just thankful for being alive and being in gratitude for all the gifts that you do have in life. And you stop comparing yourself to others. You find that you lift, that you get a distance from that which is holding you down, the things that you have experienced in your life that you think have to remain with you, that the experiences, yes, they are your truths, but they're there for you to learn from, not for you to hold on to. They're there for you to learn from and to go, okay, I get it, and to let it go, not for you to hold on to. So when you feel into your heart, you begin to lift. And I have experienced this, and it is an experience that I hope that every person on this planet gets to have, is this opening of every fiber and pore of your being, the very core of who you are, opens up to this emptiness and fullness at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like you become so empty, but there's so much fullness filling you up at the same time. It's can be overwhelming, the amount of love that fills you up all at once. And from that level, you begin to see and understand that yes, everything is love. Even the most heinous of things comes from love. And how do you know that? Well, it goes down to the truth where we talk about that we are human and that we have come here for those experiences. We've come here to have those good times and those bad times, to learn what it's like so that we can become more aware and more understanding of that that we're all human, that we don't have to fight one another, that we can live in harmony and peace. It's so that we can see and understand those truths. And when we can see, and let me go back too. So another truth that helps cement this is the fact that we choose our own parents, and that we choose our own parents to have the experience that we need to have in order to lift out of here. So if we decided to come here and choose our own parents, in a general respect, and in an overall way of looking at it, we even know what we're coming into and what experiences we're hoping to have when we are making that choice, right? And why do we do that? Why would we do that? Why would anybody want to come down here and be the victim, or be the pauper, or be the prisoner of war, or the kidnapped victim, or whatever the case may be? Why would we choose that for ourselves? A couple of reasons, maybe. There could be that you remember, another truth is we don't die. We just come here to keep having these experiences over and over and over again. So if you look at it from that perspective, and we never die, if you're coming here and perhaps you're coming here to be the victim, so that an energy that you know and that you love, a being that you know and that you love, can experience the opposite of being the victim and be the perpetrator. And it's all in divine order. It doesn't look like it. To many people, it looks like war and chaos, and individuals having their freedom stomped upon, and that we are all being taken up and becoming victims of who we are, and the world around us, and the stories and what we grew up in. But really, that's not the truth. That I shouldn't say that. It is a way. It gives you your individual truths, but it doesn't, so that you can learn from your own experiences that you want to be loved, that you want to be cared for, that you want a trip to Australia, that you want whatever it is that you want. But experiences truly help you to mold your life and what you want. So if someone that you love, think about that. Think about this. If someone that you love, if you went to them and said, oh, I would love to own or experience, I would love to experience bungee jumping. That would be something I would know. I would love to experience bungee jumping. And your friend says, okay, sure, I'll go experience bungee jumping with you. And that friend you have a glorious experience, and your friend has a terrifying experience. Maybe I'm going a little off the rails with this. Let me see if I can bring it back. Your friend is not going to tell you not to do something because they love you, even though they might even go and do it with you because they love you and it would not be something that they would do normally because they love you. And that is the same reason it might seem a little dark to some people, but when it all comes from love, when someone's perpetrating something against you, you have to ask, what in me invited this to be? Is it a lesson that my soul wants to experience? Is it something that I need that's coming back around, like an intergenerational trauma that's coming back around that needs to be healed? Always ask, what in me invited this to be? And that leads you instantly to your truth. And then from there, you can go even higher, right? So don't always think that the perpetrator that is causing you harm, in a way, you might have a soul contract and they're actually doing you a favor. They're actually helping you out. So, like I said, back to what I was saying before, we're all the king, we're all the pauper, we're all the empress, we're all the soldier. We will all see through each other's eyes at some point in eternity. So when you begin to see that and you understand that this is almost like a play or a set of experiences so that the higher truth or the higher source can know and understand itself better, you begin to, and that you don't die, that we basically are just an energy that has decided to manifest into a 3D form in order to experience 3D. So that for me is truth and my truth. And when I really feel into that knowing and understanding, when I can release the judgment, open myself to the compassion, and lift above that and know that we are all one. We are all part of the same field of energy. We are all part of the same field of unconditional love. I know that I love you and that you love me on some level and some awareness. And it allows me not to have animosity. It allows me to let go of the pain with so much more ease. It allows me to figure out my own story and my own truths and how they fit and how they work into my soul's journey. And I'm blessed to have learned ascended numerology for that fact, to be able to, because we're always so kind of caught up in our individual truths of this lifetime that we forget about that big one, that big truth, the truth of it all, of the field of unconditional love and the series of experiences that we come here to have. And truth is a great way to lift and to find yourself again. I have really, really learned that and seen that and felt that this week. So when you come across negativity in the world, and when you come across things that you don't necessarily want to see, when you understand the field of unconditional love, that when you understand that we don't die, when you understand that we're all here to help one another with our own soul journeys and our own life journeys, in whatever way or capacity that might be, positive or negative, you begin to relax into your life so much more easily. And you're not running forward and backward in your mind, trying to come up with scenarios and ways of helping. And truth is breathing in and out. Truth is the sun in the sky and your heartbeat. And if we feel into that and lean into that more, we definitely can see the love and the wonderness and the oneness of it all. I'm just going to go down some more on my list here, see what else we can come up with. You are never disconnected from the source, or but you might have your tap shut off a little too tight. So how do we lose ourselves from the source? How do we lose that capital T truth and we fall into this dingy 3D truth that we have around us, that there's pain and there's anguish everywhere, and that things aren't safe? So how would we move from that, that capital T to that pinched off source? And I think it's just simply forgetting who we are and getting too caught up in our stories, getting too caught up in other people's stories, too caught up in the past, worrying about the future. Those are all ways of pulling our energy down and taking us from the truth of who we are, which is the spiritual being, the energy being that we are. And the ability to tap into that energy that we have. And so that's where hand to heart, Ave Saw breath, gratitude and thanks for anything, the smallest bit of gratitude, the smallest bit of thanks can light the way or begin to light the way. All you have to do is put your hand to your heart and say, thank you that I had food to eat this morning, that I have a soft bed, that I have a job, that I have the sun to grow vegetables, that I have my own free will, and that I have the ability to express myself with my voice, and because some people don't. And just be as thankful for whatever you can find around you and that's in your life. I guarantee you can find something. Something is there. I guarantee it. Even if it's, thank you, I woke up this morning and I get to experience this again. Whatever it might be, find that one little speck of light and just focus on it until it becomes a beam. And a beam that just shines on the truth like there's no tomorrow. That's what gratitude and love and thanks can give you. And that is also what helps to open your tap wide up. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, I love that too. I talked about this, and I'm sure many people are probably going, what, Angela, are you talking about today? And when I talked about human, and this is so fascinating, the capital T truth of it all is, yes, this suit that we're in right now is human, might not necessarily be next time around, but in this suit, it's human. And that this suit in and of itself has its own level of consciousness, and that the cells within our bodies have its own level of consciousness. And then within them, there's little entities that have their own level of consciousness. And you're probably going, Angela, what are you talking about? And this is the joys of learning and journey. And anyway, I'm just going to lay it all out for you and the wonder of it all. So we are all made up of trillions and trillions of cells, right? But each of those cells comes from what they call a stem cell, which is exactly the same thing all the way around. A stem cell is a stem cell. So your stem cells in your body, when you were first growing inside the sacred womb of your mother, in that sacred water, you were growing all of your hands and your feet and your muscles and your bones and your lung tissue, your heart tissue, your eyes, your ears, your hair, all of these things. But these are all individual cells. But all of these cells come from this same cell, same type of cell. And what changes that? Source and thought and love. And our cells are individual thinking. So a muscle cell knows it's a muscle cell, and it knows it has to move your muscles. Your blood cells are blood cells, and it knows that it's responsible for moving oxygen through your body and through your heart and your systems, all your organs. So each of your individual cells in your body has its own level of consciousness, and it works together, almost like its unit of itself, almost a city unto itself of trillions and trillions of entities working together to make sure you, as the operator of the 3D suit, gets to have the experience that you want to have in your life. I think that is fascinating. And what is even more fascinating is that somewhere along the line, billions of years ago, one of your cells, one cell, like, created all of us, ate another cell. And instead of actually eating that other cell and the bigger cell decided to join forces and create a symbiosis, a unity, a sense of oneness. And this sense of oneness is what feeds us every day. So the cell that it ate was a cell that can take energy from food and turn it into energy for your body. So it can take all of the food, break it down, and take that energy from it and feed it to your body. And that cell, that little tiny bitty cell that got eaten billions of years ago, is called the mitochondria of your cell. So there are consciousnesses within consciousness, even within our own body. And we can say thank you to it because it is aware. They're finding more. This is going way off topic, but I'm just going to spill it out there. They're finding that cells for cancer, one of the main reasons why we have cancer is it's almost like our cells are saying, well, I've told you and told you and told you again, I'm not healthy. There's something wrong. I need you to pay attention. I need you to do this. And you're not. So I'm just going to take it upon myself to do what we need to do in order to survive. And it starts running rampant. And that's what we get, cancer in us. And so this is a prime example of cancer is a prime example of your body's cells saying, no, I'm going to go and live my own level of consciousness and create outside the body because you can't. You're not listening to what we're trying to tell you. So your body is always trying to talk to you. Your body is part of your truth. Listen to it. It is always trying to talk to you. And we're going to do a small practice here. Oh, good. It's 11:44 on my end. I do a small little practice that might also help us get to feel into our body, to feel into our mastery presence, to feel into our energy and our truth, and to acknowledge that and to command it and to hold it as your truth and who you truly are, right? And so we're going to do that as part of the code for today, for the Ascended Numerology code for today. The exercise comes from a series of exercises. If you were to get ask for a Ascended Numerology scroll and your soul code, we would sit down and do this all together. And if you were fortunate enough that 7, which is your prime number, came up, we would definitely recommend this practice for you. And I wanted to do it together as a group here together on the show today because it helps to cement into that truth of who we are, from the infinite energy of who we are right down to the mitochondria of who we are, and that we are truly masters in masters in presence. And the practice that I wanted to do today was called the mastery breath. And so what I just want you to do is get comfy, and if you are driving or hopping in any machinery, just please come back to the video and do it at another time, for sure. But it's definitely a good practice to do over and over and over again. I like to, when I go through this practice, I also like to think of my mastery presence as being my truth of who I am and who you truly are deep inside. So it really worked when I saw it was a prime and it was 7 today, and it was the when I saw that it was the 7 today, I thought this is absolutely perfect, because your divine mastery presence is the truth of who you are, right? And that's what we're working towards, is to understand the truth of who you are, your divine mastery presence, that you can lift and feel that energy field of love that is equally as emptying and filling simultaneously as possible. It's an amazing feeling, and I really do wish that for all of you. So I'm just going to take a sip here. And if you want to get comfortable, we're going to do a few deep Ave Sa breaths just to get us started, because there's more breath practice in the actual mastery breath for 7. All right. So hand to heart. And we're going to take a deep Ave Sa breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. And really feel into it. Hold that 4. Pull the air into your lungs, and then Sa. And if you're feeling any tension anywhere, exhale out the portion of your body that you feel tension, okay? So we'll do that 3 times. Here we go. Ave. Sa. Ave. Sa. Ave. Sa. We're going to do one more very deep Ave Sa breath, and then we're going to continue on with our practice. And remember, you can close your eyes for this if you wish. Smile and hold that smile as you do the practice, because it will help you feel into the energy and to love yourself more. So here we go. Deep Ave Sa breath. Sa. Mastery. When you hear that word, scan your physical body and sense of beingness. Mastery. Is there resistance? Ave Sa breath. Sa. It is because you are a master, you would have the experience of you believing you are not. In the mastery of you, it is time to allow the gift to yourself of experience, experiencing as a novice. Are you a master of illusion? Are you a master of joy? Are you a master of creating chaos? Are you a master of love? It is time to free yourself, free your mind, free your soul. You are the master. Mastery. Scan your physical body and sense of beingness. Is there resistance? Breathe in love to that resistance. Claim that mastery. Ave Sa. Sa. It is because you are a master. You would have the experience of you believing that you are not a master. But you know better. In the mastery of you, it is time to allow the gift of yourself of experiencing as a novice. What are you experiencing? What truths are you experiencing? Are you a master of illusion? Are you a master of joy? Are you a master of creating chaos? Or are you a master of love? Claim your divine mastery presence now. It is your time to free yourself, free your mind, free your soul. You are a master. You are the divine mastery in form. You are never disconnected from the source or capital T truth. Never. And you never die. Whenever you are ready, whenever you feel comfortable in doing so and you want to come back, you can open your eyes, feel out your energy, feel your divine mastery presence. How about let's do the container practice? And that will help to relieve any further illusions, any further energies that you might feel trapped within you. And for those of you who don't know what the container practice is, I would recommend that you go to shriandkira.com. They have it there listed on their website, along with many other lessons, articles, so much information for you to go over. So please, shriandkira.com, just go there. But we have something that we call the container practice. And basically, it's a cleansing or clearing of our chakras, of our auric field, that we can get rid of any residue energy that might be no longer serving us, and that we want to release to the universe. But we don't just want to release it because that's discorporeal, I can't remember the word, energy that's not stuck or trapped down to anything. So we don't want to add that to the global consciousness, right? We want to lift the global consciousness. We want to heal that energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it to a container that they have at Tosa Blue Mountain. They have a beautiful picture again on the website. And what they do is it's held within that sacred container until it is time for it to be transmuted and released into the universe with love and light. So let's do the container practice. It's very simple, very easy. We start by holding up our left hand, our divine hand of divine feminine, and then we command and call in the divine crystalline light. I command and call in the divine crystalline light now. And then we hold up our right hand, and it is our right hand that performs the actual action, and our left hand holds the energy for us as we use it to wipe clean. And we start from our lotus chakra, which is just above our crown chakra, and we bring it down, all the way down through all of our chakras and out to the container at Tosa Blue Mountain, where it'll be transmuted with love, light, and energy, so that it may be sent back out into the universe where it can be used wherever it is needed most. And that is the divine container practice. And I recommend for anybody who wants, I do that several times a day, especially if I'm interacting with some seriously heavy energy that I might have picked up, that kind of thing. I like to do that kind of clearing. It's very simple, very easy, and very quick. And you can do it almost very discreetly. And you anytime, anywhere, any place. So it's just a very quick way of balancing yourself out when you really truly need that. And it's just another way of stopping, acknowledging yourself, acknowledging what you're going through, acknowledging your own divine mastery, and that you're able to go through it with grace and ease, right? So it just all adds more and more and more to that ability to see, understand, acknowledge, love, and release. So we are very quickly running out of time, and I have just wanted to remind you of a few things. I've actually got some guests coming up here in the next couple of weeks. I got a wonderful gentleman coming up next week by the name of Rocky. I can't wait for you to meet him. He has talked to me about a modality that he has created, and I think it's very similar to many other modalities, but it's called quantum emotional healing, and it truly is a fascinating topic, and I can't wait for Rocky to be able to talk to you a little bit more about it. He's got a couple of great workshops coming up, some just specifically for men to help with their to embrace their divine masculine, so that they can go out and help champion the divine feminine. So he's going to be a great guest to have on the show, and he's going to be here next week on the 15th, and then the week after that I have another lovely being, but this time it'll be actually a taped show. Unfortunately, I'll come on live for the first 15 minutes, but then I'll put the video on. She couldn't be with us live, but I just had to have her on because she is such a bright spot. Her story can resonate with so many people, and I just can't wait for you to meet her. And she is a coach, spiritual coach, and she has got so many great and interesting modalities to learn. I actually am part of her Facebook circle, and she's always out there promoting light and love and togetherness in the community. So another beautiful soul that I can't wait for you to meet. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have lots and lots of people coming in and saying hi, and that opens that up for you as well. If you're listening to the show and you have a story that you want to tell, a sharing that you want to express, I would love to hear it. We would love to hear it. This is about championing each other and each other's stories and each other's journeys. And I would love to find out what you are doing with out there in the world, in service of others and in service for your own heart and your own truth. So please drop me a line. Again, there's my email at the bottom, and let me know, and we maybe can hook up for a time when you would be able to be on the show in the future. So that would be absolutely fabulous. I think the more people that can share their stories, and the more people we can have resonate out into the universe, there's got to be others out there that are just looking to resonate with you, that are looking to hear your story because it resonates so much with them. These are the stories that I want to have on the show. So please drop me a line, waterloveandlight@gmail.com, because I would love to hear from you. Just a reminder again about the full moon ceremony with Just Jutinen, selfascensionstudios.com. That is on Saturday. Mercury Retrograde is tomorrow, so remember to buckle up. And also, I will be holding the new moon on the 27th. So you can email me again, or just check out my website at if I can get it up there real quick, waters of self-ascension.ca, waters of self and ascension.ca. And I will have some more information posted about that new moon ceremony very soon on my website as well. So our time is up once again, folks. I can't believe it. It just all goes so fast for me. I don't know about you. Namaste, Lynn. It's so wonderful to see you too today. I just say hello to yourself and to Gary. Mwah, love you all. Love everyone who's listening. Take care. And just remember, together we are better, and we have got this. So until next week, I can't wait to be with you then. Have a great day.